Truly, that is the question, man. How many times can I just reference the fact that I am indeed winging it? Just at every given opportunity. It's just, I don't know, might be walking into traffic, but hey, at least it'll be memorable. Hey, hi, ho, and howdy, everyone. My name is Shannon L. Shook. That has not changed. It's forever the same until it is one day when I move into the Witness Protection Program, except I definitely didn't do that. I died in that boat fire. You cannot prove that I didn't, or the feds are coming after your ass. Anyway, hey, everybody. Fucking Revue Starlight, episode dose. That's right, boys, girls, and those who enjoy a little bit of dress up. Everyone enjoys a bit of dress up. I mean, I assume most of you wear clothes. I should hope. I mean, maybe, hey, some of you. Maybe I should hope. Otherwise, look at you. Fine. Anyway, Jesus. Yeah, scare everyone away in the second episode, dumbass. Anyway, Revue Starlight, episode 2. That's right. We did one, and then so next we would do another one. That's how it works. I can count. Yeah, so quick stuff out the way before we rock and roll further on down the line here. And that is a couple quick things. One, disregard. I have something stuck in the back of my goddamn teeth. Chicken, why? Anyway, fucking disregard 90% of that shit that I said in the first episode where I was like, because I like to let people in on the process. I like to, make it an experience. We're going on this together. You get fun anecdotes, ha-ha, hee-hee, ho-hos, the trials and tribulations of a jackass who sits and watches anime on the internet and cries a lot. It's such a fun experience. Right until that all falls through after I've recorded everything, and then I just cry myself to sleep because I'm terrible. Two, I appreciate the support on the first episode. Oh my god, it's so stuck in there and it's so bad. I appreciate the support on the first episode. Yeah, I know a lot of people, when Revue got put on the poll in the first place, stuff, they were like, it's definitely not gonna win, but hey man, I'm hoping. And it was like multiple people kept saying that I need to fix my teeth situation. Thank you, Shannon, for editing. Anyway, point is, what am I trying to say? A lot of people were talking about how, they weren't expecting it to win and stuff. But there was a decent amount of you who kept saying it. And again, obviously, it did win the poll. It did really well. Not only did it well, I did the poll, called it early because it was winning, and then was like, hey, keep voting on the poll, because I need help figuring out the next two shows. And then some of you just kept voting for Revue Starlight. We already got it, guys. You don't need it. I realized I could have taken it off of a poll. I have such power, I believe. But it's funnier that you kept voting on it. Anyway, all of that is to say, the viewership isn't, insane on Revue Starlight or anything like that. But the people who have been watching, and the people who've been talking, and the people who've been helping with regards to the show have been aplenty and a strong. And I get it. We got our hyperfixations, and I approve of that. I respect it immensely. I've had more people try and jump at the fucking bit to try and help me figure this goddamn show out than maybe any other show we've done on the channel. So I appreciate that. I get it. I'm that guy, but for Ruby, for other people. So I vibe with that intensely and immensely. But anyway, that also is in order to reference the reason the first thing was said. Yeah, so things are slightly different, subtitle situation, stuff like that. We're still watching the sub. We're not going to swap over to the dub, despite my protests. Fine, I'll capitulate to the masses, democracy, and all that bullshit. But no, I get why people are doing, because the big thing I've gotten more than anything is that kind of the thing is there's maybe some slight differences in how some of the characters are portrayed, which I fully understand and get. That is a legitimate thing sometimes. In my experience, often can be a very nice thing. it is impossible for me to goddamn to watch the original subversion of Steins Gate and the original subversion of Spice and Wolf. I can't speak for the remake, but I can speak for the original. OG Holo nice. Dub Holo peak. Anyway, and similar for issues with Steins Gate as well. But I do understand that like small stuff like that can change things, and I get that. I get it. Though I will probably want to rewatch this in the end, because I was liking what I was hearing. Again, I heard quite a bit of it. Because I ended up having to rewatch the first episode. Why? Again, part of the reason it's different. I was remembering that there was an issue with certain websites, but I couldn't remember what the issue was. I believe I even made reference to, like, I really think there's a thing, but I can't remember what it is. And then some of you might have watched the first episode and noticed about 5 seconds into the episode there's a cut, and my face makes a small change. And then about 2 seconds later, there is another one, and my face makes another change. And that's because I proceeded to watch the rest of the episode basically underwater. There is no resolution options there. I'm glad such a beautiful show could be watched basically like this. It was like, but like if I could still read. Like I could still read, but everything was just a wash of colors. Anyway, so that is part of that. But anyway, we're in a better situation now. Again, God help, and I appreciate that. So we're gonna wing it. Hopefully, it's going well. Last but not least, with regards to the previous episode, I do appreciate everyone's being very supportive and understanding of the fact that I was confused as fuck coming out of that. Seemed to be a general consensus, like, no, that's how it's supposed to. Don't worry about it. It's okay. We were all there. We all went, the fuck is happening? And like you'll more or less get it, stuff. I think the biggest thing, and I think people did talk about it a little bit, is trying to piece together how much, I guess, of the more fantastical elements we've noticed are situations where it's are situations where it's to be taken literally or figuratively. How much of this should be viewed through the lens of, this is, colorful visual storytelling, and how much of this is, she really was just sitting there talking to a fucking giraffe at one point. just like, hey, how you doing, bud? Just having a chat, a little tea time with a fucking giraffe. Anyway, it's I think that really is kind of the biggest thing I need to, because like there's the thing with the tower bit with Homegirl where I'm like, okay, this seems like some stuff in her head. She doing a little thought process. It's a play of the mind, if you will, Thoughts. We have them sometimes. Some people do. Not this one. Empty as fuck. But you know what I mean? Like, that made sense immediately there. At the very least, until that latter part where I was like, okay, well, it's a little bit different when we're all interacting. That being said, shared delusions, mass hysteria, these things do exist. Cats and dogs eating together. Anyway, but I think that's the biggest thing. And I'm going to be curious to see how that develops and goes. I think, as of right now, my assessment is it's more figurative than literal. So either I'm extremely wrong, or I'm so very right. And it's never the second thing. Anyway, so we're going to go into it. It is episode 2 of Revue Starlight. I hope you guys are excited as I am. I do apologize. Again, I'm getting back into the groove of recording things and getting them up on time and stuff. Like, all this past week of getting stuff up, like, I haven't gotten anything up early on Patreon. What is supposed to... It's not true. I got, I think, 2 episodes up early. One was, like, by a couple hours, and the other one by 2 days. Look at that. This one will not be, because I am recording it the day before. Woo! Anyway, point is, I've getting back into the group of stuff, things changing, going around, life, stuff like that. I will also just like to say, on the topic of Patreon, which is not great considering I just said that I wasn't able to get things up because I'm a fucking failure. Biggest special thank you to you guys, because, life. Slight changes. The amount of need of certain things, like money, has increased significantly. I don't know how it'll show up there, but oh my god. It's not a joke. Life. Anyway, the point is, thank you. Extremely appreciated. Fuck. Anyway, I'm not dead yet. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and watch this episode 2 of Revue Starlight. Thank you for putting up with my, explanatory shenanigans. We're gonna go ahead and jump into this, see how it is. Very possible I'm going to come out here exactly as confused, if not even more so than I was before. Because, do remember, as much as you're all, like, supportive and being like, aha, don't worry, we've all been there, you have to remember, I'm also very stupid. So, don't worry. It can be it can keep going. It can be worse. It'll be bad. We'll never recover. Anyway. I should put the fucking thing on the screen, huh? We're going to do this here. In 3, 2, you should probably count down, jackass. 3, 2, am I recording? 1, blow. Also, I think I've registered like 4 of the names. Banana. Who I believe was Lucy Christian in the dub, from what I could see. Which is, peak. That's somewhat peak. Oh, I'm so clever and funny, aren't I? Jesus Christ. Junna, I think was her name, right? The lass with the glasses. Motherfucker, you got like a whole team assisting. He has a little bow on his tail. Iconic. Damn. It's fucked up. The whole secret's a fight club, but for... I mean, they do be fighting, and it's kind of like a big club. You know what's fucked up, too? I was like, I remember a couple names. She was on the brain of one of the names that I remembered, and then proceeded to immediately forget the name. Ahoy! Oh, damn. Also, I love the sweater jacket thing she's got. Fashion bitch. That's me. Look at this fucking bench seat. That's fucked up. It's anti-homeless shit. As a society, we're fucked. Multiple societies. Japan. Also, I do have to respect the fits for everybody, because I'm a sucker for a lass in uniform, and ain't everybody out here with the uniform, you know? And not like this kind of uniform, but like the rescue me, my dashing prince and or princess, you know what I'm saying? Respect that immensely. Oh Lord, that was less of the outfit. That was less of the uniform than I was expecting. God, girl was fucking booking it, getting her whole entire Emmy on. But good hold hands? Good hold hands. If it was bad hold hands, I'd be upset. Don't make me fight this television series. What's up, Queen? Why not? Thruple, powerful, iconic. We love it. Polycule. Damn. Probably gives, like, really aggressive head bonks. Because they'll do that shit the drafts do, where they, like, fucking whip their neck like a psychopath. I mean, realize they don't have an abundance of options. It's like that or kick. But wild. I'm starting to feel like it's less figurative. God damn. Maybe being a little extra. Oh, she's asleep. It can't be safe. Like, you just flump right off that thing and just, like, break every bone in your goddamn body. I've did a road on the back of a bike. I didn't do a sleep. I did a terrify, because motor vehicles. Fuck that shit. Is this part of the play? I was gonna say, Starlight is fucking weird. Outfits like that, but actions like this, crazy. Damn. Do you have to do a lot of, like, paperwork with talking to the giraffe? Would they write by, like, you put it in their teeth and... I'm very focused on the giant magical giraffe. I'm a simple man. I'm intrigued by wonderful things. Ladies who like ladies, and giraffes that happen to be magical. Which is why this show's just made for me, isn't it? Maybe? My God, it's me when trying to sing. I cannot sing for the fucking life of me. I get that shit where there's like that one... Like, I can get there, and I can get there, but there's that little bit in between where it just turns into a fucking nightmare. Damn. Harsh. Alright. What's up, Splits? Banana split. We're workshopping it. We're trying to come up and we'll get there. Don't worry. Team up. That looks painful. body don't bend that way. Oh my god. Look at you. On brand as fuck. Alright. Damn, you don't gotta fucking do me like that. Iconic. Majestic. Is this the two that were having their like stare down at the table last time too? Is that a thing? Whatever their situation is. Little blushies? Two looking spiffy as fuck, I'll give him that. That bodes well for your mental health. Powerful. I get you are passionate, ma'am, but the vibes... Mellow that shit out. Squat up. A little less class than I was going for. I was going for like my lady, some shit like that. This feels like inappropriate dance music for this. It's like we're fucking around in Panacone and shit. Wait, emails? Motherfuckers read emails? Are you crazy? Nah. She kind of just stumbled dick first into the whole fucking thing. I can see that shit. Gotta breathe, baby girl, breathe, shit. Like I was saying, you should breathe. That's bad for your health. Shit. I didn't even get to say the thing that I wanted to say. We'll talk about it later unless I forget, which will definitely happen. Whole ass narcoleptic. Are you okay? We're trying to make silly jokes. It's a lot harder to do. I kind of feel bad for homegirl. Like, I fully get this situation. Also, I do feel bad for her. I'm like, ugh. Doing homegirl mildly dirty. Are you amongst the living once more? That's another way to ask that question. That doesn't make you sound like a fucking weirdo like me. was a bit stressed. You do this bullshit to me. I'll definitely have to talk about this. You can always do that, man. That's not... It's just all a matter of perspective. I stand by that 100%. Stare so deeply into my goddamn soul. You big long-necked bitch. Whole ass photograph looking motherfucker. Are we over? I was lost in the sauce, okay? Maybe not. We're probably almost there. Maybe not. Fuck. She swoosh. For sure. Show's gonna bother me. This doesn't bode well. It will be good, but I will hate it. I do love the fucking presentation of shit. I know folks definitely did also say this is definitely a show worth, especially because obviously it's hard to do at the same time, but to give these songs a second look, which I definitely get. I've returned. I was bestowed a beverage. Anyway. But yeah, no, I haven't paid attention to any of these fucking lyrics. So that's a good call. Again, I'm a Ruby fan. I am no stranger to such a concept. God damn. Oh, it's so much worse now. There's 3 of them. Mm-hmm. Was that what they were saying in the Discord? Only just now processed that. You fuckers with your inside jokes and shit. Well, I'm like, oh, there's a draft. Wakarimasu. Everyone just kept doing that. And I'm like, what are we... fuck are we talking about? I get it now. Hmm. I hate this. Kinda hate this too. I must be honest, I'm really liking the show, but I'm hating all of the things that are happening in it. Sweetie, don't... Go... Fuck yeah. She's killing that shit. She's saying you got $1 million heart. Nickel head, but $1 million heart. I was trying to figure it out for... I just realized I was trying to give Banana a fucking nickname when her nickname is Banana. Because her name is not Banana, it's Nana. God damn it. I don't like these vibes either. Fuck. Okay, so I'm understanding. I'm picking up what you guys are saying. Okay, I am still an idiot and I don't know a lot of Japanese. I got the simples. I didn't got that one. I got that one now. That's gonna be now burning in my head, and it's gonna be because of this show. This is how we learn. Anime teaches you so many things. Anyway, wakarimasu. Anyway, fucking. Point is, I fucking hated that. Clarification, I really liked that fucking episode, but I hated the vibes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I have concerns. I have concerns about this show. Oh no. I've talked about it a lot of, before. I'm trying to think of specific shows where it's been brought up, because it's definitely been brought up in specific shows on the channel, but they are escaping me because, again, dumb as dicks. Anyway, but I have talked about a lot of times. I know I've talked about it in stuff like Cat of Shoujo. We did Cat of Shoujo playthrough. I'd already played through it. It's one of my favorite games. Shut up. You should play it. It's on Steam right now. It just happened. It's crazy. 11 years later, fucking insane. I need to drink tea. Sip, sip, sip. Delicious. Can I make that more annoying? Anyway, point is, I've talked about it a lot of times over. I have a very different relationship with art, I think, than a lot of people do. I wouldn't say necessarily a lot of people, but a number of people, especially certain artists and people who talk about art, they take it incredibly fucking seriously. And so do I, but in kind of a different way. There's people, and it's not even, again, just about art, but that's obviously the one I'll go for here, because it's theater for Junna. For Cat of Shoujo, it was Rin. Though, to be fair, it wasn't Rin. It was fucking Duke. Bat. I wanted to call him every name I could. I hate that man so much. Anyway, I mean, he's a fucking asshole. Anyway, point is, you should play that game. It's great. But it's, similar to that. And it is that strive to be the best at something, and to be recognized, to take front and center stage and stuff like that. And I'm not that guy. I've talked about it a lot of times before. I'm very not competitive. I hate competition. It's a part of the reason I hate shit like sports. I like certain things that happen to be competitive. I play competitive Pokemon. I play competitive Pokemon Unite. I like certain things like that. I do believe there is value in recognizing people who are extremely fucking talented and giving love and support and stuff like that. But I'm very anti the way that can just completely fuck people up. And it's just, there's a lot of people who will trade anything for their art or for a sport or for anything like that. They will destroy themselves for their craft. And I think that's fucking awful. And I get it. Some of the greatest art of all time has been made by people like that. To think of another thing that obviously we didn't do on the channel, but I've referenced it before. Haha, funny, not quite my tempo jokes. Like Whiplash. Have you ever seen that? That's a fucking movie all about that, but for drumming. And J.K. Simmons is the worst person ever. And if you came out of that, if you came out of that movie thinking he was correct, you're fucking stupid. I say that with love, because that was not the takeaway you should have had. He's a terrible monster. Like, it's that sort of thing, like, going as far as possible, bringing it to the nth degree, potentially literally destroying yourself for the sake of your art. Or, again, any sort of competitive thing, whether it be sport or anything like that. And I am astoundingly against that shit. That, for me, flies in the face of art. I think art in general is this thing where I already think there's things like the obsession with, like, objectivity, something that is fucking completely antithetical to the concept of art itself. But, like, you have things like that where there's this constant push for a better that doesn't, that at best doesn't need to be reached, at worst doesn't fucking exist. And, like, it's just, it's the obsession with it and the way that can kind of just fuck you up. And I fully understand how you get there. I fully understand why not everyone is on the same, why, like me and Junna, very clearly would not agree on that topic. At the very least, at the beginning of this, I don't know, maybe she clearly got something out of this moment. But, like, I fully understand why that means something to people. And again, I fully think it's worth noting that I did not always have this perspective. I think growing out of it in a lot of ways is kind of what's helped me fucking survive as a human being. At least to the point that I have. I literally made reference to it very recently in something that I can't remember what it was. I think it was in Snafu when they were talking about, like, prom or some shit, like prom king, prom queen. But I was talking about how, like, you know, you would have yearbook stuff back in the day in school and shit like that, and it would be, oh, here's the person most likely to blah, and here's the person most likely to blah. In our thing in middle school, it was, you know, like, artist. I was one of those people. In our school, we had 3 people. They were the art people. They were, without question, the art ones. There was fucking no one else. Like, there was tons of other people who were like, I like art, but, like, there was no one like those 3 people. I was one of those 3 people. When you were like, who's the art people in the room? It's that guy, and her. And of course, in that yearbook, it's the dude and the girl. And guess who didn't get in that book of the 2 dudes? And I remember that moment and it being so fucking demoralizing that I think it's a huge reason that I kind of stopped drawing in a lot of ways. Because it went from being the one that everyone cared about because he was an artist. They would constantly get praise and attention and love and respect for. And, like, that was a thing. That was kind of the only good thing I had about myself. I fucking hated myself at the time. And it was, like, literally the only thing that I had was the, like, oh, I'm good at art. I'm good at drawing. This is my thing. And then they were like, nah, but it's his thing more. And then it wasn't just like that. It was that immediately after that happened, that was it. Like, no one gave a shit. It was always that guy and her. And never me. And I was completely cut out of it. No one gave a shit. No one commented. No one talked about it. No one was like, that's good. That's great. No one. Anything about it at all. And I think because of that, it genuinely did just kill my appreciation. I still do occasionally draw, and I want to pick it up again, and I want to get a fucking another graphics tablet and shit like that. And I fucking adore art. But that, oh, you're the best, or you're nothing, was what I got out of that. And it fucked me up kind of a little bit and killed this thing I cared about, and I eventually moved on to writing instead. And acting as well and stuff like that. Like, again, then I went on to go do theater and shit like that. Not a ton of it, but, you know. I done did that shit. I can remember a line or two. kept trying to use British accents and everything. It was really funny the first time, and then everyone was like, that got old quick. And it was like, I'm like, okay. Yeah, no, it was just, it just kind of an example of that. I think I gotta use the Kato Shoujo example. I know there had to have been something else a little while back we had watched that I definitely talked about this in before, but another really, really great example of a show that's all about one of my personal favorite shows of all time, that is all about kind of that competition surrounding art, that being seen, that being the best, that in there, it's a lot of, you know, the struggle between talent, like natural talent, with all of the quotation marks, and, you know, like hard work and all that shit. And that's the Pet Girl Soccer Show. I love that show so much, and I cannot recommend it enough. Yes, I fully acknowledge some of the very early stuff is really silly, harem, ecchi bullshit. I think it's still funny, but like it's nothing compared to, like, as soon as you get past the fucking goddamn I can't remember. It's been so long since I've rewatched it. I don't even remember the little sister. Was it Yuga? The little sister episode, which is a lot. I fully acknowledge. It is a lot. As soon as you get past that, the entire rest of the show is just about fucking soul crushing failure, and it's fucking devastating and awful, and I love it. It's fucking astoundingly beautiful, and it means a ton to me, and I cannot recommend it enough. Please watch it. But again, another example of that kind of a show it's where you have characters that are constantly comparing themselves and to other people and trying to mean something and to be something and feel like all of this hard work that you've put into it, like you're putting every ounce of your fucking soul into it, and it just fails, and it doesn't work. You literally did everything. You did everything right. You tried as hard as you possibly could, and you're fucked. Why? Because someone else felt like it. Ain't that a bitch? You know, like I don't know. It's stuff that really affects me emotionally negatively, which is why the whole time I'm like, oh, this is bad. this is going to upset me greatly. Yeah, I have thoughts around topics such as these, and I get bothered by it intensely. And a character like Junna is really complicated because, like, obviously she's a fucking handful. Like, she's got her fucking stress and her frustrations, and she's taking them out on other people. And like, what the fuck are you doing? Why you're taking this fucking seriously? What are you doing? You shouldn't even fucking be shit like that. You know, some volume 1 Weiss. Oh, I can always make a Ruby I can make 8 more. I got a couple more in me. Anyway, so on the topic of shows, please God watch. When they fucking are available anywhere. Viz, please. I need you to help me here. I keep trying to get people to watch the show. I can't do that if it's not available anywhere. You did the thing. So do the thing. I love you. I'm trying to be patient. But point is, just this again. I fully get where she's coming from, but it hurts. It hurts because I hate that shit, and I don't hate the person. I hate that idea that is in that person's head. Specifically when it fucks them up. And again, I do not think there's anything wrong with wanting to improve. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to be seen and to be loved and to be fucking a star and shit like that. Like I fully get that. Are you fucking kidding me? Have you seen my self-esteem? Do you think I would be here on camera consistently talking to you people if I didn't kind of understand that? Like, I don't know, it really hurts. It brings up a lot of personal emotions. It makes my heart hurt for the people. Because even if Junna at points kind of be a little bit of an asshole, like I'm still like, I don't want anything bad for her. There's a reason the second she pulls the thing, I'm like, oh sweet baby, precious baby girl, that's okay. Because I want nothing but good things for people. I want nothing for good things for people, for artists. Like I love art so much, passionately and unconditionally, and like I strive so hard to like push people to understand why art is important. All this other bullshit don't matter. That's not the point. It's emotion. That's it. That's all art is. It's emotion and like speaking. That's it. That's all it is. And that's what makes it so fucking beautiful and wonderful and amazing and great. It's all this extra bullshit that fucking just, it fucking kills me to see. And I think this is a really strong example of it. I don't know necessarily, I assume it's going to be decently prevalent around through the rest of the show, but obviously, here with Junna, it's super prevalent, because, like, you know, all we've seen from her in the first 2 episodes has been a lot of that. And yeah, because I don't, it's not worth hurting yourself. Nothing is worth hurting yourself over. And it doesn't make your art lesser to not hurt yourself over it. And again, it's why I think objectivity in art can be such a fucking, on top of just not being a thing, it can be negligent and irresponsible to try and force it to be sometimes. And that's for a number of reasons, not just this, but this is a great example as to part of why. Just this obsession with, you know, fame or first place or anything like that, and it can be for you. It can be the person pushing you to do those things. It can be the person pushing you to do those things. I hate that man so much. Not him. His sounds great. But I really want to play kind of Shoujo again now that it's fucking on Steam. I'm like, oh, it's been way too fucking long. I kind of really need to again. Again, another thing I can't recommend. This is just gonna be the show where I recommend everyone watch everything and play everything. Yeah. Emotions. I don't think I have too much more to say on other characters this episode. This is mostly my let's talk about Junna moment. But I definitely felt I had some stuff to say about that. Because yeah, no, just that shit impacts me pretty significantly and have a lot of emotions tied to it, and I think it is something that I will always and should always condemn. Just but you know, just always talk about, because I think spreading the understanding, like, you're not lesser because of that shit. Don't hurt yourself. It's not worth it. It doesn't. I don't care. I don't care if the art's better. Fuck it. I care about you more. Yeah, it's not. Junna, you're right. Don't hurt yourself over it, sweetie. You're lovely. I like your glasses. I like your hair. Sweet potato. Hell yeah. Anyway, fucking. So that, I figured out the fucking. I understand of it all. I get it. Yeah, no, I really, really like this episode. I think I understood it significantly better than the first one. Also, again, thinking less figurative. Perhaps still fantastical to a perhaps unreal extent. But also maybe just not. Maybe it's just not. Just magic theater bullshit in this world. You know? Madoka, they got witches and magical girls. Here, just magic talking giraffe in a basement. What can I say? Fantasy is a wild and magical thing. Anyway, I think I've gotten my things to say out of this. I really liked it. I really liked it. I fucking hated it, but but I really liked it. I very, very much understand where the people are coming from who appreciate the show. And it's only 2 episodes in, because I'm sure there's plenty of other elements and aspects of things that will piss me off. But in a good way. It's, you know what I mean. It's great, but fuck you. Anyway. It's something I say about most of... Remember all of those other, like, 3 things I mentioned? Katawa Shoujo, Ruby, Sakura So? All of those. Phenomenal. Go fuck yourself. How dare you make me feel these things? Yeah, no, I really, really dug that. That was really, really good. I had a significantly better time with that than I had the first episode. And I liked the first episode from what I could fucking see. Trying to wash this through a fucking tub of bacon grease, just, yeah. And again, I'm curious about the music, because what I was getting from there, I really did like what I was getting in there, like very much. Again, Junna shouting her perspective, and Karen doing very much the same. I think Karen, in a lot of ways, kind of echoing some of my sentiments, even though obviously she still does have this passion to be stars with her home girl and such. But from what I could glimpse from there, I was picking up what she was throwing down, and I liked it. I think she said it without saying fuck as much as I did, but can't all be fucking, verbal poets and shit, I was gonna say as opposed to non-verbal poets, but no, that does totally work. Like a lot of poem writ. Anyway, I really enjoyed this. I hope you guys did too. If you did, go ahead and give it some love, and I will, I guess, see you guys next time for more. Reminder, as always, we have a Patreon and a Discord that you can take advantage of. The poll, as of right now, is still running. You can still go and vote on that. I think our second place is basically locked in as well. Yeah, I think, considering we've got I think 1 vote in the past 2-3 days, I would say it's very likely that isn't going to change. But I'm still figuring out this 3rd place spot for replacing the first season of Zombieland Saga. Because while the second one is pretty much locked in, this was clearly locked in. The 3rd one is still actually very close. There is one that is ahead, but there's one right behind it, and there's 4 right behind that one. So it's still very within the realm of stuff. And I guess I haven't put any votes in either. So, and again, if it comes down to a tie, then we defeat the entire purpose of having poll in the first place, and I have to make a goddamn decision. But at least I only have to make a decision between 1 or 2 things, which is arguably even harder. Anyway, that was episode 2 of Revue Starlight. Really fucking loved it. I hope you guys did too. If you did, give it some love. And I will see you all in episode 3. Should be next Friday. Until then, though, folks, be well, be safe, be beautiful. Treat yourselves right. Take care of yourselves. Don't fucking destroy yourselves for the things that you love. Embrace them. Cherish them. Hold them. Make them a part of you. Do magical, wonderful things with them. Don't ever hurt yourself with them. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Tools and lemons, everybody. Love. Let's go love Junna for this one, because this is a big Junna focus. You know what I'm saying? Obviously all the other pre-requisites I love Karen. You know what I'm saying? But for the sake of the episode, love Junna, because she needs to know she's loved. Like you. Bye.